If you want to be absolutely infuriated, absolutely over the top, torched, incandescent over the notion of this DEI nonsense, I'm going to play for you the one piece, the one little vignette, the one little sampling that will be forever forged and burned and scarred and tattooed on our collective conscious. This is the most incredible thing I've ever heard. Let me give you a couple of insights. There is, for some particular reason, the Los Angeles Fire Department has become the bastion, the focal point, the epicenter for what appears to be a lesbian fire brigade. And I'm going to use the word lesbian because I'm not going to do this LGBTQI. It's a nonsense. For some reason, I don't know why, but somebody changed the rules as to the particular words and phrases that are okay. Whether this is right or wrong. Lesbian is now, it's okay. Sapphic, I was kind of holding out for. And the word retarded, which for the longest time was considered a no-go. Now it's subtard and libtard in every iteration and a version of that. I'm not necessarily endorsing it, but I'm using it because I can't think of anything to explain this lesbian focal point on fire safety. There are three, from what I'm reading here, and please, I always stand corrected. If I'm ever wrong with a fact, please let me know. You have this Kristine Crowley. She's the first lesbian fire chief. She makes about $440,000 a year, $439,722. Then you have Christina Kepner. A lot of Christina Kepner, first lesbian assistant chief, LAFD. She makes about $264 a year, $264K. And then there's Kristine Larson, the first Black lesbian equity bureau chief. Again, she makes about close to $400,000, almost as much as a chief. All right. This is what we're talking about. This is, and I want to check very quickly because I'm always referring. I always want to make sure. This is the, yes, Kristine Larson, Equity and Human Resources Bureau, whatever the hell this means. It means basically tokenism for lesbian firefighters, which has absolutely nothing to do with reality. But nonetheless, now, I'm going to play for you something that I want somebody to tell me, no, this is AI. No, this is a joke. No, this isn't real, because I'll feel better. I will feel actually better to know that I live in a world where this is a joke, where this could even possibly be true. Listen to this, my dear friend. Listen to this and watch in horror. And I want to go through this once, let you take it in, and then we'll break it down, okay? Let me move this over here so you can read every horror of this. This is Larson. Larson, okay? Imagine your life is in danger. Everything is about life and death is impending, and this shows up at your door.
You want to see somebody that responds to your house, your emergency, whether it's a medical call or a fire call, that looks like you. It gives that person a little bit more ease, knowing that somebody might understand their situation better. Is she strong enough to do this? Or you couldn't carry my husband out of a fire, which my response is, he got himself in the wrong place if I have to carry him out of a fire.
Okay, I want to go through this right now. You heard this right. I don't even know where to start. If for no other reason, she should be fired for being stupid enough to say this, to admit this, to give the world ammunition against this lunacy. As somebody said, DEI is going the way of DEI rather, is going the way of DSM-5. It's a mental illness. It's delusional. Let's go through this bit by bit, a la Zapruder, shall we?
You want to see somebody that responds to your house, your emergency, whether it's a medical call or a fire call, that looks like you.
No, we don't. First of all, nobody looks like this. Number one, to be cruel, sorry. Nobody looks like this. Nobody. And this is not the goal. When you are in the middle of a heart attack, a myocardial infarction, a stroke, a fire, life and death, seconds matter. And you're going to say, yes, by the way, help, help, help. Oh, and please make sure somebody who looks like me. I'm a subterranean, yes, passive necrophiliac, paraphile. My pronouns are and yes, and I'm into undenism frottage, and I take a brine shrimp paste. Yes, I smear it over my nether regions and squat over a goldfish ball. That's called brining. I'm a briner. Okay, thank you. Send somebody who looks like me. If you don't have anybody who looks like me, just let me die or burn to death. Insane. One more time, because I want you to understand this.
You want to see somebody that responds to your house, your emergency, whether it's a medical call or a fire call.
Look at this. Look at the. I don't know what's this. This is a cross between Oprah and Urkel.
Looks like you. It gives that person.
You think this one here can go up ladders and stairwells with heavy hose? Don't let the pun go to waste. I know what you're thinking.
A little bit more ease, knowing that somebody might understand their situation better. Is she strong enough to do this? Or
is she strong enough to do this?
Or you couldn't carry my husband out of a fire. Which my response is, he got himself in the wrong place if I have to carry him out of a fire.
She got himself in the wrong place. If I have to catch him, if I have to do this one more time.
If I have to carry him out of a fire.
So stupid you allowed yourself to burn to death. Well, what are you going to do? What are you going to expect? You got yourself in this position, you with your heart attack. And by the way, I'm no expert here, but judging old Kristine's morphology, and if I know what I know about demographics and health issues, if you're in trouble, you're going to take anybody who will help you. And if you're going to wait for people who look like you, no. Now look at this. Check this out. Look at this woman. No helmet. She's running. She barely. Look at this. Look at this waddling. This is so sad. Watch. This is the end of DEI. DEI is DEAD. Sometimes certain things come about. Let me give you a story about something. And this is important. Remember Bill Cosby? Bill Cosby was a person who, as you know, got into a lot of trouble, and for the longest time, I'm going to get the right date of this. For the longest time, was accused of sedating women and doing terrible things, and people knew it for years. In October 2014, in a Philadelphia comedy club, a comedian, I'm sure a fine person, but not exactly a household name, by the name of Hannibal Buress, mentioned in passing, just kind of brought this notion up, this thing about Bill Cosby. And somebody had a phone or whatever. And that moment changed everything. That moment was the beginning of everything. It was the end of Bill Cosby. That moment. All these years, people were complaining. I heard about it. People that we knew everybody knew it. It was nothing happened until that particular instance. This is the end. You've got LaToya the Destroyer Cantrell. You got her, right? She's the mayor. And by the way, remember, people who are elected are not subject to DEI. That's called an election. But she's the mayor of Nolans. Then you have the geriatric Grandma Moses, a year younger than me, by the way, Ann Strickland. And then you have Alethea Duncan, the nasally bejeweled sad sack ASAC. And then you've got Bass. And then you've got, it just goes, it's just incredible. It's just one thing. It's just every time we turn around, there's somebody else there. There's somebody else. So for the longest time, everything was sort of okay until we realized, my God, Now it matters. And the most important part, which is delicious, and I don't mean to throw a schadenfreude at you, dear friends, but I want you to understand this and grasp this notion. The largest contingent of people who have done the heavy lifting for the radical left, the shadow government, and the deep state has been Hollywood at least, the radical left and all that stuff. So much so that many of them, in order to pay back either, who knows, because of blackmail or extortion or just to maintain their lifestyle, they sacrificed their children to gender reassignment and all kinds of the puberty blockers. I mean, they really were in. They were in. So now you would think they figure we're covered. We have an insurance policy. No. They were turned on. And even Barbara Streisand is blaming, the whole notion of this on climate change. Let me explain to you. What they're doing is they're telling you a couple of things. It's about wind, it's about a couple of arsonists, and it's about bad forestry problems, and something about steelhead smelt or fish. No. You know and I know that this has been, for the longest time, ready to go. And there's two ways I can make something happen. Lie-hop or my-hop. Let it happen on purpose or make it happen on purpose. But going back to this, you remember this Larson. Remember this Kristine Larson. Remember what she said. And if you're wondering whether I can pick up your husband and take him out, well, you know what? Anybody who finds himself stupid enough to be in a position where life and death would depend on me, I guess, deserves to die. Is that what they're saying? Tell me my interpretation of this was wrong. Now, do me a favor. Let me talk to you about statistics. Speaking of which, 87% of the people who watch my videos and see me pour it on every day, day in and day out, bravely, stubbornly, brutally, realistically, and honestly, and truthfully, giving you the truth, only 87% of those people who watch the videos actually subscribe. And there also has been some massive programs to unsubscribe. So I'm asking you, fellow truth patriot, to subscribe to this, to tell people that people like me, people like us, people who've been screaming. I mean, I've been doing this professionally, if you think about it, if I think about it, for, oh my God, this is my 37th year. Since the days of talk radio with WABC and WOR and Rush Limbaugh and all, so I've been doing this. And this is the best venue there is. But I need your help and I need your support. And I need your subscription. That's all. And I also want you to comment as you see fit.